as you're watching this video, my website is now live. You can go to www.sohightrainingclub.co.uk. On there, you will find my bespoke coaching option. If you guys are interested in getting programming written by me, so whether you are just an everyday person that's interested in their training and wants to add some of this sort of sprint stuff, jump stuff into your workout, but don't quite know how to do it, please feel free to reach out. If you are a football player, rugby player, and you're coming to the end of your season and you want to make sure you've got something solid in place for the pre-season, again, I can help you out with that and make sure that we're moving your performance to the next level so that when you're going into the next season, we're good to go. Hey guys, so welcome back to today's video. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about sprinting and primarily acceleration. So Avi reached out and asked for a technical video on sprinting. Football, rugby aside, sprinting for me is the most beneficial exercise that we can do with our human body. I think that makes sense. When you move your body as fast as you can through space and put as much effort into something that intense, it raises all our androgen hormones and we become very anabolic. So from a muscle building standpoint, a fat burning standpoint, there's very few forms of exercise that can top that. From a primal level, we are designed to sprint, run, jump, do all these things, move efficiently, and to be able to repeat that over and over again. That's what being fit is, right? Fitness is very task specific. Acceleration for me always comes first, not only on the track, because you have to accelerate before you worry about top speed mechanics, but it comes first because it's primarily what you'll do in your sport if you play rugby, football, etc. Okay, so understand that acceleration is a skill. The more you practice it, the better you get at it. Then it's learning and applying, learning and applying. So there's nothing that I could say in this video that's going to be a eureka moment that all of a sudden you're going to go out and be able to run fast. You need to take what I'm saying and what other people are saying, apply it into your practice, and then feel what works and what doesn't work, because it's a constant evolution. Okay, I've been practicing sprinting and I am still very much a white belt at sprinting. I've been practicing this for 3 or 4 years. I've got better at it, but there are certainly times where I'm like, oh shit, that felt awful. Like, why did that feel weird? It's just like if you're playing the guitar, playing the piano. Some days you're going to come in and be fluent in it, and other days you're going to be a bit clunky and your head somewhere else. It's understanding that that is what skill acquisition is. Sprinting is also the most highly coordinated movement that you can do. It teaches rhythm, timing, coordination, all things that human movement are predicated on. When you're moving fast and having to strike the ground with such aggression as you do when you sprint flat out, it teaches you how to apply force into the ground, right? We are land moving creatures. So everything we do, if I need to move to the side, it's all about applying force into the ground. So learning to have a great relationship with the ground is vitally important if you want to become a good athlete. Because if I'm running and I need to cut, if I've got a rugby ball under my arm and I'm running, I need to cut, I need to learn how to put force into that ground as efficiently as possible to be able to move my body so that I can evade the defender or whatever it might be, okay? So understand that when we accelerate, what we're essentially trying to do is to orientate our body forward so that when we strike the ground, we are producing horizontal force, okay? Where I strike the ground, so if I strike the ground straight down, I go straight up. My torso and chest will follow what my shin angle's doing. So if I'm here, then I do this, okay? I go up. Whereas if I lean forward and I strike back, I go that way. And understanding is acceleration is about going that way. So we need to orientate our body as such. Now, the confusing thing about this is that being in that forward-leaning position is so unnatural. So many times I see people sort of get down into their sprint stance and then they take their first step and then it's bang, they stand up and now they're in upright running mechanics. They've basically bypassed the acceleration phase. So a drill that I love is the wall drill. And for people just starting out into sprinting, I like doing a set of this, doing a set of a 10-meter sprint, doing a set of this, feel what you feel here, and then take it into your effort. And then obviously the better you get, the less you need to kind of superset these, and the more you can just do a set of this to feel it, and then you can go into your full sets, all right? So coming into this position, we're looking for a nice straight line, okay? I don't want bum back, I don't want hips down, it's here, okay? Now what we're going to do is just learn to pick the knee up. I'm picking the top as well, so I'm not here, I'm here, and then I'm striking the ground back. You know, so many people in this position want to do that, you know, because it feels more stable. To push the ground back feels unnatural. Okay, so it's here. Can I then switch? Can I do a set of 5 on each leg there? And then take that over to the track. So let's see what that looks like. Now, the key thing that I always like to explain to people when they're just starting out doing acceleration work is keep the distances short. If you can, do it on a hill. If you're very new to it, maybe try a hill, okay? We're just trying to reduce the risk of injury and soreness so that you can continue learning, right? What I try to explain is we're not trying to run fast. We're trying to run smooth. Smooth is fast and fast is smooth. It's not about necessarily effort, because you can apply effort in the wrong way. It's about how you relax. You punch and float, punch and float, punch and float. It's not like you're trying to run underwater. Okay, you're actually trying to relax. When you see the sprinters, they're trying to make their cheeks bounce, so they're trying to relax everything and just strike and float through the air. Okay, it's all about trying to spend less time on the ground. Well, in top end mechanics, less time on the ground. Here, we need just to stay on the ground enough time so that we can produce force. Now, this is interesting because I come from a strength-based background. Okay, so for me to produce force, I want to spend more time on the ground because I'm used to grinding force through squats and deadlifts and stuff like that. That is why squats and deadlifts, they're a part of the jigsaw puzzle. You need to be strong, in my opinion, but there's no point having a 300 kilo back squat because when you strike the ground here, you're trying to do it in under 200th of a second. Okay, so they're so far removed, it's almost not in the same flipping universe. So be strong, but you need to practice speed. Okay, so relax, relax. I like to come into, when I'm starting out, just on a 2-point stance, so it's here. I fall and then I accelerate. My focus is on staying relaxed and striking the ground back and trying to be smooth. Speed will come. I haven't got timing gates, I don't know. So it's understanding that we're trying to practice the art. Okay, so for me, a great starting point, again, it doesn't matter whether you're on a hill, on a football pitch, on a track, or just on a sidewalk, shorten the distance. 10 meters is great, so you get an opportunity to practice that acceleration. Okay, we're gonna do 10 sets of 10 meters. It's 100 meters per set. Take a breather, come back. We'll accumulate 3 sets of that, so that's 300 meters of acceleration. And I don't think of it as 300 meters of acceleration, I think of it as 30 acceleration practices. Okay, if we were to do that 300 meters but only do 5 60 meters, we're only getting 5 accelerations and then the workout's done. So that is quite an advanced sprinting workout specific to a sprinter. I believe that football players, rugby players should stick to more like 30, maybe 40 meters at top end, but it should be more, especially in the early stages, shorter, 10s, 20s. Okay, because your 10 meters should set you up for your 20 should set you up for your 30. That's a great starting point, okay? 2-point start is great starting point. Learn how to accelerate off your 2 feet. The other thing that I will say is that what makes rugby, football way more unique, or any field-based sport for that matter, okay? I don't know why I'm just using those two. What makes them slightly unique to a track is, in football especially, 75% of all sprint efforts occur after a dynamic action, a change of direction or something. So there's how many times in a game of football do you see someone standing here like they're a wide receiver in NFL, someone plays the pass and then they go? You know, no, we're having to maneuver around someone, we're coming short for the ball and then we need to spin. So you need to learn how to accelerate from a variety of different positions. So something that I really like, and I introduced this early, right, is varied starts. Get good at accelerating from different positions. So I've shown you the 2-point stance, okay, which is just literally, I take my left foot, I place it in line with my right heel, I'm in like hip stance, I sit forward, I let my hands hang or my arms hang, I lean and then I accelerate through that, okay? I do one of them on each foot, okay? So I'm always gonna try and do both sides. Next one is I'm gonna go a lateral start. So I'm going to my left, so my right foot is flat on the floor. Again, this is replicating how we cut. So I'm cutting on my outside leg. I put my weight over this leg, and then I'm gonna push and turn and accelerate. So it'll look like this. Okay, so learning to use that outside leg. If I'm running and I need to change direction, I need to accelerate this way. We're putting that in a more deliberate position. Okay, next one, I'm obviously gonna spin round, going to my right, coming off my outside of my left leg, lean over. Now I call this sort of varied start series, sort of series 1, because they're all static starts. You can obviously do these same things standing, and with like, you can even make them very specific where you're here. Maybe in a football game, I've got to go short for a pass, bounce pass, someone plays it to the top, and then I've got to laterally turn and sprint. That's a very specific variation of this sort of drill. But we're just trying to get you used to what changes when you've got to move your body before you accelerate. And understand it's just practice, 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 practice. I'm trying to get people to think. So next one I do seated but facing away. Okay, so now this is getting you to come up off the ground, rotate and accelerate. So that'll look like, if I go off my left arm, so I'm going to put my left arm down, rotate and accelerate. Heels are kind of touching the ground, so my weight's on my seat bones. And then from here, up, out. Next one, we're going to go to the right. And again, light is fast. We're not timing any of these reps. Okay, next one, kneeling but facing forward. So with this one, really trying to use that front leg to get off. So I'm going to come into here. I actually like to relax my back toe down to the floor so I can't push off. So I'm pushing off this front leg. Okay, same thing, other side. Right knee down, relax the back foot. We're coming off this leg, lean over. So that's 8 reps, okay? The last 2, I do chest starts. So push up position, up and go. Now this really enforces that forward leaning mechanics. I really like this as a drill. I do these as standalone. So I would say, right, we're gonna do 5 push up starts. Again, more general in the early stages, get more specific the closer you are to your season or your competition. So in the early stages of a pre-season program, be a lot more of this. And then we'll start to narrow that focus down to the ones that really matter based on your sport and what you need to work on, because just everything we do is an assessment, okay, if you're looking for it. So when we do these drills, you will start to realize movements that you don't have access to very efficiently and ones that you do. So whether you're doing that seated spin, maybe it just feels really awkward getting off the ground. Maybe that's because you've never tried it before. Maybe there's just that you don't have the rotation in your hips to really be able to do that. Well, there's something to work on. Another one that I see a lot of us on that kneeling start that I just did, people don't have the ability to push from here. So they want to stand up into a lunge and then go because they haven't got the strength at that deep range of motion. Well, there's something to work on in the gym. Okay, build that range, increase that range of motion in your lunges, in your split squats or whatever it might be, so that you can explode off there, because understanding that change of direction happens down here. Okay, like understand that like sprinting is one thing. Sprinting, we go from low to high. Okay, football, we need to go from high to low to high to low, because as I come and press someone, I need to get low. As I then accelerate and come into full tilt, I need to get high. If I want to slam the brakes back on because I need to whatever, like receive the pass, I then have to sit low again. So it's learning to go from here to here. Okay, a sports car has a low center of gravity, it's good handling. Okay, high center of gravity, poor handling. You know, that's that low center of gravity that shorter people have. You know, longer people can get things out of Tom cupboards. It's, you know, it's swings and roundabouts really. Right, so the next one we're gonna do is that push-up one. So we come down to the chest, hands come off the floor. And then from here, it's up and then out. And essentially we do 2 of them, okay? So that equals 10 reps. So that fits nicely into those 3 sets of 10 reps. You can do 1 set of just standing starts. You can do 1 set of the varied starts, and then come back to the standing starts. You can do all 30 like this, just do 3 rounds and get really good at it. Again, it's practice. There's no perfect rep scheme. There's no perfect way of doing it. It's just getting used to doing it, really. So that is somewhat of an introduction to acceleration. I think I've sort of covered everything I wanted to cover. So if you've got any questions, please feel free to drop them in the comment section below. Do all the things like this video, subscribe. It really helps the old algorithm, you know what I'm saying? And I will catch you guys tomorrow. Peace.